All right. Well, everybody, we are having a few technical issues on Trina's end. Actually, I think it's atmospherically, but welcome everybody. So good to see everyone. Again, couple of technical issues. Trina's having a lot of difficulty getting on, but I see you, Trina. Hello, dear. Can you hear me? Can you say something?
Yeah,
Hello?
I can.
All right, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Wasn't there a commercial like that? Can you hear me now? So everyone, just bear with us and we'll get it all worked out. So just welcome everybody. Favor be upon us all. And we just encircle us with that favor of protection. You know, nothing missing, nothing broken. And no weapon formed against us can prosper. That's the way I look at it. So welcome everyone. It is a second look, and I am here. My lovely co-host, she's there. She really is. I mean, in reality, we know that she is there. Hi, Trina. How you doing, sweetie?
You know, there's a bad delay and your voice is cracking. It's just bad. And I don't know what happened to my tech, but it won't stay on. It's rolling blackouts. It's just, it won't even stay on. So I got some tech issues still with, and it's not good.
Well, if it becomes an irritant, then we completely understand. It's, you know, it's technology and it rules our life enough already. But you look fabulous.
Well, thank you. I'm feeling like frazzled. I'm like, gosh darn it. We're getting hit with all different kinds of crazy energies. And I'm like,
we are.
I need this right now.
Yes, we are. Well, I can carry most of the burden, and you know, I'm just glad that you're here. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. We can do sign language,
it's
you know.
Good to see you.
Yes. So, my dear, so welcome everybody in the chat room. So good to see everyone, and listen, it is a joy to meet here each day. It really is. This is we're going to deal with an issue here, and you know, quite frankly, it's a waste of time, but it has to be dealt with. And I just want to say that this group is a loving group of individuals. I mean, Trina, it really is. I know because I have spent the last 5 years in growing, contributing to this community. Many of us have worked hard to really make a place that is a fun place to be and a non-threatening place, and where we all can come together and we all have diverse ideas, and you know, maybe they don't always jive, but you know what, that's the great thing. You have the opportunity to have your own beliefs and your own ideas, and it's no threat upon mine. Is that true, Trina? I can see. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, and that's absolutely true. And not only is it true, we actually see value in it.
Yes.
Different perspectives expand your mind, open your awareness to things you may not have yet seen. So I'm constantly bringing forth that challenge. Please change your mind.
I mean, my mind, you know, what is it I heard the philosopher of modern day say? You know, I've never told a lie. I changed my mind, but I've never told a lie. It's just your perspective, I guess. Yeah. And it is true. This group is a group of men and women. I've had many on the channel. A lot I've never actually seen. I have seen them because of the Soul Tribe carbs. Carbs. Yeah, carbs. That may be a Freudian slip of the cards itself. But in speaking of the cards, Al and Karen are going to be on Thursday. I understand that the cards are ready. I mean, maybe I'm being premature here, but that's the word I get. So they're coming on to talk about it. We're going to get a good preview and get some delivery dates. I've got 3 ordered myself, so I'm looking forward to this.
I have 2.
See, and so that's a groovy thing. We'll do the experiment. I know that the energies are a little unbalanced. I think after today, they'll be in much better balance, Trina. I really do. Now, astrologically, cosmologically, there is shit happening all over our sun, our planet, our solar system. Heck, I think the universe itself. But it's like, we don't have enough already, Steiger. What, are you going to add a little bit more? Yeah, I am. It's just true. So we have to be agile. We have to be like the reed. The reed never breaks because it learns how to bend. Now, unless you're an oak tree or a redwood tree, well, then I guess maybe you've learned to rule all that. So, but anyway, anyone want to see this card? And I'm looking right at it. And I know there's a delay. So that gives you 30 seconds more. Actually, I guess it may give me 30 seconds more. Depends on how you look at it. But anyway, I'm broadcasting this out and I can see this in so many different ways. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. You don't have to be a to be in. So if you know the rest of the lyrics of that song, I just transmitted it to you as well. You know, it's one of those great songs in the 70s, Trina. So who is it? Joyce Marie goes 7 of clubs. No, Joyce, it's right. The 5 shapes. No clubs, no numbers. And if you know that song, you can just really just plug it right in and you'll get it. Suzanne says, I love that song. So, Suzanne, what was the rest of that lyrics I left out? You don't have to be a star, baby, to be that's in my show.
I just say I got the star.
So there you go, baby.
Off, Wayne. I'm always one ahead.
Joyce says, I know, I'm just being silly. I know, and that's why I'm being silly right back. It's fun. So, yes. So there it is. If you've got it, then, hey, practice. So many things going on, Trina. So I want to deal with something just straight up, because you know what? It's amazing how this has pulled in people that I didn't even think that would even get bogged down with this. Let me just say this. Strife always leads to division. Division always leads to separation. And if strife is allowed to propagate, then it takes on a life of itself. Strife is of the black goo. It's insidious. It will pretend to be one thing, but at the whole time, its own mission is to separate. Now, this group has spent 5 years together. Many of us have. And I know many of you, again, Trina, you know many of these people as well. And I've never seen a time where there has been strife in this group. And listen, when I left the Nibiru community, I mean, many of you that stayed with me, there was a 5,000 exodus of subscribers that left. We did just fine. And through the other metamorphoses that we have grown as a group, and we've become a really strong group. That's why what I'm about to talk about really bothers me, because this should not be. And it has been a waste of time for a number of other people. And I'm just telling you, I don't like it. So let me just address it straight up. This is about David Castle, supposedly making comments in another channel's chat room. Well, let me just set the record straight. I don't know if that's true or not. It's all hearsay. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business. And by the way, the rest of you, and you know who you are, it's none of your business either. Now, this has to do with Linda Brooks. Apparently, there is something that goes on between David Castle and Linda Brooks. I don't know what it is. Quite frankly, I don't give a damn. This is juvenile. And if you can't suck it up and be an adult, and again, I don't know any of this. I haven't seen any of it, but what I have seen is a rift. I've seen where individuals are having to choose sides. This is not about choosing sides about anything. If there was something that happened, then it's up to those two. It's none of my business. Proverbs says only a fool sticks his nose in someone else's business. All I know is this, is that I've known David Castle for well over 3, 4, maybe 5 years. He has never said anything that in any way was vile, any way that was provocative, any way that was derogatory to any person. And I can only go by that which I know. I don't know Linda that well. I don't know what happened. But what I do know, I asked specifically, Linda, I ask you specifically if you have forgiven David and forgotten. And I thought that this issue was over with, but it riled its ugly head again. Now, David, I owe you a public apology. I basically kicked you out because it was coming from other people that this was such an egregious action that you have done. I was wrong on that. I made an error in judgment, David, and I apologize to you, and I ask you for my forgiveness. I can do that. I am mature enough to understand these things. Now, Linda, I don't know you that well, and I can only ask that you two take it outside. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear anyone else being involved in this. I don't want it in this chat room. I don't want it in this channel. It's done and over with. This is a cleaning. It has led to a division on what was going to be a phenomenal project. And this came in and soiled it. And that pisses me off. This is my channel. I have worked and I've worked diligently on this, and I will not allow any one individual to come in here and make a wedge or a division. I don't care who you are. Now, this is a loving group. And I am tired of this. I don't want to get any more text. I don't want to get any more emails trying to sway me on one side or the other. I'm fed up with it. I don't care about it. It's childish. This is juvenile. I didn't go to high school. I didn't play these kind of freaking games. And if you two can't settle it, then I don't want you bringing your trash in here. I love you, David Castle. You have been a person who I have found of great integrity. And I don't know what's going on, but I'm just telling you.
Right now,
go ahead, Trina. Thank you.
This alignment, Wayne, is so intense. It's going to bring forth every childhood wound, every hidden trauma that you thought you've tackled. All of these things are going to be manifesting in the biggest ways you've probably seen them yet come to pass within your lifetime. This is the time we're resetting the entire world. All the things that need to come up so they can be healed will surface, but to not be able to master and to have it take you back into your childhood behaviors, traumas, and reactions is simply childish. I warned David specifically, do not feed the demon. Walk away. Don't feed it. And the absolute opposite of what I had instructed is what I saw take place. I understand people disagree, and that's allowed. But the way that you react to that disagreement, you can either act with your ego or you can act with your spirit. And I am seeing nothing but in a lashing out of egos in overdrive. And that's very disappointing.
It's
I
very
thought you guys were.
disappointing. Very.
It
It's
is disappointing. And it broke my heart because I thought there was more wisdom with this group to play such childish games that have such serious consequences.
and it didn't take place in here. So I can only be responsible for my channel and what's done here. Because if I'd
Right,
seen this,
right.
I'd have blackballed you both. And I don't want to do that.
I was simply saying, don't play with this energy. I saw it when it hit, and David was reaching out to me, and I said, if you want to stop this, you will not feed it. You must walk away and ignore it and let things cool down. Get a clear head, get emotionally calm, and then go back at it with a different set of lenses.
And
But
it should
take
have
some
only been
time.
those two. Shouldn't have been the rest of us.
Correct.
You know, I'm getting
Correct.
texts about this, and Trina, and I got
Me
better things
too.
to do, folks. But I got to tell
Me
you what, it
too.
disturbed my sleep last night because I know where
Yes.
what this is done. I know where it's from. That's why we're
Yes.
talking about it right here now, is because, folks, we're better than this. And David, I don't know what's between you and Linda, but again, take it outside, kids. That's all I got to say. I don't want to see it here. Again, Trina, I'm telling everyone, let's stop feeding this thing. Ignore it. It doesn't have anything to do with any of us except those two. And hell, I don't even know what those two are doing.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, I
That's
like how
the
Scotty goes, I
important
know
thing. It's
nothing.
like,
Pardon.
me too. It's so amazing, Wayne. Manifestation is happening faster, faster, and faster. And this is what I'm seeing. This energy manifested so quickly.
Ooh.
And that shows you the power of what's getting ready to take place. So if you don't have your internal system in check, boy, you better get ready because you're going to be eating all of your own shit.
There is a prophecy in the book of Isaiah that it said in the end times, the sower and the reaper will walk together. And and it's analogies, folks. What it's saying, the day is here where you speak something, it immediately manifests.
Boom. Here it
Boom.
comes.
Yep. So, folks,
Yeah.
let's just love one another here. I got my bear. We're going to do Gaia. Thinking of you on this one. This needs that hug. It needs that time of just letting go, letting free. And so we just give everybody a hug. There's a lot of feelings that have been bruised here, and it's time for us to heal those feelings, not let this have any more root, and love one another. Folks, none of us are perfect. Ain't that right, Teddy? My Sky Pilot says, hell yeah, it's right. Come on, y'all. Get together.
Can't we all just belong?
Can't we just be a big hug,
Yeah.
Folks, it's and we love these people, but it's a lesson for us all. It's so easily, Trina, this is what makes it so insidious, is that you really don't think like you really, your intention is the best of intention. You love people. You don't like to see conflict. And so we reach out as a natural response, people who really love one another. And what we find out is that we're involved in something that wasn't what we were perceiving to be at all. And that's the problem. And then where it gets really nasty is that when one person speaks about it to another person who has no idea what was going on, but you've just introduced that thought form into them. And this is where the power of multiplication comes in.
Yes.
We're better than this,
This
folks.
is the thing, Wayne. This is a new age. The energy is here. Things are going to manifest differently than they ever have before. This is the first sign of the things to come. So, like I said, this is really going to be critical to start to understand the power of your words and your thoughts, but mostly how you feel. You're going to have to work
Yeah.
on the feeling part a lot, because what you feel about ultimately is what you bring about. Because creation, when it comes into form, it's about the magnetics, and the magnetic coding that's coming out of your field is coming from your heart.
And, we can see that in geology. Rock contains exactly where a magnetic north was at the fields at the time of its cooling, etc. So it has everything to do
Yes.
with it. So we love everybody here. We do our best. It's none of us are perfect, and families do have squabbles now and then. It's just the way it is. But so let's just stop this. David Castle, we love you. We do the same, Linda, with you as well. And we wish the two of you will just realize that it's all right. And sometimes, it's interesting about words, because I'm guilty of this. I can read a comment that someone made, and I can pick up a totally different intention and meaning than the person who wrote the comment.
Absolutely. We all do that. And like I said, it's based on our perception of different words and experiences. Some person may have an immediate response one way towards it, as another person's going to see it completely different. This is a lot about how we have to learn with each other. We just assume that everybody understands what the other person means. And that's so completely not true. So we need to understand that there's a lot more that we don't understand than we think that we do understand. So when something offends you, the first thing you need to do is get curious about, did I even understand what they meant appropriately?
Hey, my
Step
biggest
back,
screw up,
take a little time.
when I met, we were out to lunch, the CFO of this new company I had, and I asked her if she was expecting when she was due. And she says, I'm not.
Yeah, ouch.
Oh, and I have to applaud her, Debbie. I won't say her last name, but because she handled it very gracefully. And here's the backstory to this. I did not know that her and her husband weren't able to have children. They'd been trying. And there was a problem with her and so I spoke. Now, here's the interesting thing. We met about this, and and this was how adults work things out. The two of us talked about it, and she ended up laughing about it. Now, here's the thing. 3 months later, almost to the day when I said that, she got pregnant.
See?
Now,
Yeah.
yeah, I was merely
And
speaking.
that is easy. The shock of asking, when is your baby due? Sometimes that's all the trigger that's needed for them to activate that as truth. It's so amazing how the power of our words can heal us or harm.
Harm us. And her husband wrote to me and said that you were really prophetic. I have that gift of prophecy, but that's what I saw,
Right.
I never made that mistake again. No,
Absolutely.
no.
That's wonderful, Wayne, that you might have been the seed that anchored that seed that was trying to enter into her womb. And you might have helped anchor that a little bit to where it needed that little extra push. And you might help solidify that just because of the shock of, why would you say that? He thinks I am. it's like I said, it activated a beautiful gift
It
one way
did.
or the
It
other.
did.
It was,
And,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
ended up having
yeah.
it was just beautiful because, as it turned out, a very awkward moment when it was a lesson for me and my path. But uh, so, okay, so I want to read something, Trina, that I thought of you and this tribe of lovely, lovely souls. And I wanted to share this because I thought this is from Unlocking Your Abundance. It's a 22-day program with Mary Magdalene. It's a very interesting book, I have to say. But I want to read this today, this poem today. It says, "Today, awaken to your unity. Listen to your soul. Sit in silence and hear your inner voice. Let the negative thoughts go. Let go of the self restrictions. Be at one with your inner heart. Feel the love open from your heart center. Like the rose flower bud opening into a bloom, feel the love expand into your whole being, out into your aura and into your energy fields. See more rosebuds expanding. I'm seeing them right now, Trina, opening up with infinity love. Love is the only language of love. Love is the language of creation. Be part of Mother Earth's creation. Be a bloom in your life. Be connected to everything. The new earth is yours." Kim Aura Rose. And this is a very wonderful book. We're going to get into it. I found this, Trina, and it is Unlocking Your Abundance with Mary Magdalene, a 22-day course. This is just beautiful, folks. That's
beautiful.
Oh, it brought healing to my heart. And this is it. It's Unlocking Your Abundance with Mary Magdalene. And it's a 22-day course of how this works. It brings in, she talks about how this came to her. And if you want to, Trina, this is a really interesting story. On the Midsummer's Day in 2019, the author here, she visited the Saint Brom Grotte, the cave of Mary Magdalene in Provence, south of France. And when I came out, I was changed. Within the cave, I received the most beautiful light of peace, love, and happiness. I call this the pink bliss light of Mary Magdalene, and it embedded within this 22-day course of manifesting abundance with 8 roses. This course will unlock abundance in your life, bringing joy, happiness, and pure love. As you connect each day with Mary Magdalene's energies, this is her egregore. Blew me away when I read this. I went, oh, what? Let's go on. To help you to fully unlock unlimited abundance, joy, and happiness. It is a process of deeply connecting to your wants and needs to fully appreciate all you already have in your life and open internal doors to receive more abundance, love, and happiness. With this 22-day course, with the daily intentions and meditations, which you can download as an MP3, you will follow a program of listening to each of the meditations. They are quite short, but very powerful. What's that? Anyway, I finished up. You will go on in an inner journey with Mary Magdalene's wisdom and her transformational power of 8 roses. Roses are very powerful flowers associated with Mary Magdalene. Is this cool?
It's beautiful. That's amazing. The last person I've been with that needed some healing work, I sent roses to.
Talking. Isn't it odd how we connect to these things, Trina? It just, it blows me away.
Yesterday you said the word.
What was that?
The word yesterday was circuit.
Uh-huh.
You said the word was circuit.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very interesting. Before I was able to watch your show, I was working. I was at one of my clients' houses I haven't been at for about a month. And it was so funny. I was so drawn to this picture that I saw sitting on his desk. I thought it was hieroglyphics or something, but I picked it up and I held it in my hand and I looked at it. It was a table of all the different circuits
Make it all right.
manifested in my reality, like instantly before I knew. And it was right there. I was like, oh, wow. I was like, why am I so drawn to this of circuits? And then I saw your show later and I was like, oh, smack, you got to be kidding me.
I haven't seen it. I know Lucky Smith is working on this, and very interesting. Robert V says how Mary Magdalene always connected to roses. Yeah, it's an ancient egregore, Robert V. And I think that's what we're understanding now when we make connection with these energies. But that's so interesting, Trina, because I don't know what the results are, but what the couple of emails that I got, it seems like there was a strong circuit with this group. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I saw this morning? This is a medium transmission from a Polish medium. The consciousness of humanity has made a leap to a higher level. This means that the energy generated by a group of people who are aware of themselves as creator beings is already stronger than the chaotic energy of destructive creation generated by beings who still live in fear and are not in control of their own power of creation. A group of people aware of the power of their own creative abilities has the full potential to create a scenario of positive events now, at this very moment. And it is indeed already happening. And it is indeed so desperately needed.
Mm, mm. Yes. Yes. As you were talking, I keep get this reminder. It's really what we're all looking for. We're looking for that affirmation that, as an individual you seek out that love. You seek out to those who can strengthen you, hopefully. Yeah. I don't know. I've met some people in pretty destructive relationships. So, and I keep on now. I look back and I think, well, in the astral, they're testing themselves. That's the only thing I can guess, because you go, why? Why are you still there?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And part of it is testing, and part of it is I think part of it too is karma. Sometimes there's a balancing of acts, of events from the past. So you have to go through a different layer or level of that trauma so you can experience the opposite end of the stick. So I do see that there's a lot of that working itself out right now. And like I said, the greatest gift you can give to this world and give to yourself is finding a way to be happy and whole and truly in love with the universe that sits within you. Because as soon as you can find some love within your own universe, you can expand that out into all the other universes and into this world. But it must start within. It has to start from within. It can't go out unless it's inside first.
And as you were talking, it's because this group, I know for myself, and I know there's others that are very protective of it. And, and I think James Dobson years ago wrote out a book called Tough Love. And, there is a whole thought that says that love is not always what we perceive, this kind, ingratiating type of emotion. Many times it can be just the opposite.
Yeah.
But the difference is that it's encased in love. The lessons in life of children, they're going to break your heart. It's just inevitable. but it's part of the path. And we never say, well, I don't love you because, you broke my heart, so to speak. And as with children, you have to sometimes say no, because no is actually the best way of showing love.
Yes. Yes. And that's hard.
Mm. I'm a softie. I just, it's like at times it's like, oh man, I guess
I
that's
am too.
you know, I guess that's why, we're so passionate in here. Hello, Julianne. How you doing, my dear? I love
Hear
these
your
people.
healing be so fast.
Yes, 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 yes. Um, I guess again, I know I can say that I covet this group because I don't want to see any harm come to it. I just wanted to see it continue to grow in favor and grace, and us continue to bust ass in the astral and eventually get into the celestial where we really become effective.
Yeah.
That's just me. And I know I have my detractors out there, you know?
I think that's the whole point of why we're doing this is to understand how to work with this material world from a spiritual place. And like I said, this group is doing it. And
Mm-hmm.
we've tapped into some very powerful waters. And I knew that a backlash would definitely come. It always does, because everything here is working with opposite poles and opposite agendas and opposite expressions of what is good and what is evil and all this stuff. It's all so weird. I got weird stuff going on right now, Wayne.
Who's visiting you? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
Uh, who's
it's
visiting you?
weird. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Probably fate.
it probably will fade. The spirits are really
Yeah.
odd. Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Yeah, but this thing that we've tapped into, like that prophet saw that. She saw that we could change the entire reality by the ones that understand that they can create. And this
mm-hmm,
group understands that. And if you give your energy or attention to anything that is out of harmony, the discord that will come back to you is going to be stronger than anything you've ever felt before, because the energy is going to manifest much faster and with greater power. So guys, if you're going to walk in these waters, you've got to make sure that you know how to calm your own internal ocean, and do not let things rock you easily. Make sure it is well worthy of you becoming upset over. Make sure that the weight is so big that it's worthy of that reaction. And even if you get that reaction, sit back, take a minute, and get curious and say, what is this, and why is it in my reality, and what did I do to bring it into my reality, and what did I do to respond to it correctly?
and the point being as well is that this group has generated a force. We're a force
Big
within
time.
ourselves, and the seven principles tells us that for every action there is a reaction, and there is a
Yes.
force that is opposing anything that goes against what its nature is. Our intention is, in many cases, in direct opposition of other existing forces that are out there. And we represent a threat, particularly if it's unified. And then if it's encased into this substance that we call compassion, love, favor, grace, however we want to define it, that becomes a target. And we are, in essence, as we continue to get stronger on this, as we continue to learn our telepathic skills, because they don't teach us this, we're going to become even more stronger. And here's a warning to everyone. the thing about it is, if you are in the midst of this and and there's an opposition to it, it can be a real boomerang effect.
It will be.
It's like electricians, they're trained to know what you do with a live wire and what you do with a ground and what you do with the dead end. And if you ever get those mixed up, it can kill you. But
absolutely.
I mean, it's true, isn't it? And the same way here.
Absolutely. Yes. It's like if you create a powerful charge and that flow of energy gets caught up in that part of that system, it fries it. But if it grounds and it goes through the system properly and has flow and movement, it gives you power and energy. So yeah, this force can save you or slay you.
Oh, I like that. I may have to put that down in a t-shirt. I like that. This force can either, what was that?
Save
what was
you
it?
or slay you.
Yeah, I like
for
that.
Sure. It can kill you. It's just like electricity can heat your house or it can cook you. It's the same thing. It's like lightning is okay unless it hits your body, then it can kill you. So, you know what I'm saying? These forces, they're part of our life structure and they're so vital and we need them. But when they go wrong, like I said, they can kill you. But when they go right, they can give you abilities that you've never been able to tap into, and you can do superhuman things to save and heal other people and even yourself. So yeah, they can slay you or they can save you.
I like this. And hello, Gaza. Good to see you. We got Jules down there, and we got Gaza from on the other side of the world, literally on the other side. Yeah. And speaking to Jules as well, speaking speedy recovery.
Yes.
So yes, definitely. Trina, you got a special glow about you today, kid. I just want to let you know you're looking, mighty.
I've been doing a lot of work on myself, and I've been working with our favorite friend, and had a lot of.
Did you introduce yourself to him? Did you get that yesterday? Where I was quite this weekend, by the way, which was confirmed to me by another person who made a comment in an email. It was a very busy place when I visited this thought chamber. I found it.
I literally got overwhelmed. I heard everybody's thoughts, and it was overwhelming me. So I had to go in again with a filter because it was very, very busy. You're absolutely right. Graham Central Station is a great analogy.
That's what it felt like.
Exactly what I felt.
Yeah. I was trying to.
When you were saying that, I was like, you're absolutely right, Wayne. That's what I felt like. Oh, for sure. There were so many people that want to participate in actually removing the power from the ones that have had it for so long and to bring in the positive. Oh gosh, there's so many that want to sign up for this.
Yeah. And again, you can, how should we say, still participate. Is just that we just had to cut it off at and people understand that. But
absolutely, there's no walls within this creation, right? Anybody can join and enter that wishes to put positive love and favor into this world. That's all that we're doing, and that's all that we're doing as a group. And if your heart wants to participate in that, oh please.
Yeah, Joe Sapien says, can we prove our egregore exist? Yeah, you can. Task it with something. Do what I do.
Yes.
First, I would advise you introducing yourself, Joe.
And I would advise
that's just common courtesy. What's that?
And I would advise you not to ask of this thing anything that you couldn't do back. So be careful with what you ask for, and be careful with what you're promising, because don't ask for more than that you can offer back. People need to understand that. I don't know how I know that rule is real, but it is. So, but don't underestimate the power of what you can actually do either. So, I mean, it's a fine line, Wayne.
It is a fine line. And, the purpose of our egregore is to be of I would say service, but
Yes.
to edify us. It's the personality that we have built. It's based on favor, compassion.
It's based on lifting you up and helping you with positive frequencies of love and protection and unity and community and favor. And with favor, it's kind of like having luck in your back pocket, which I know some people don't like the whole luck thing.
What's your attitude? That's a good. Let's just stop on there.
Luck is a splitter. I see luck as a splitter. It's like a total key, man. If you have the luck key, you've got the option to split energies and correct them. That's how I see luck.
Let me tell you how I know it works. And Lynn, she didn't believe me the first time. Back in the day, I had to go to Las Vegas a lot of conventions, a lot of meetings there. And I always loved taking Lynn with me when I could. And I know didn't matter what casino, didn't matter whether it was a real person spinning the wheel or if it was an electronic wheel. I always know. And I told her, I said, honey, I said, within the first 15 minutes, I said, I will hit not only once, but several times on number 29. And she didn't believe me. Well, after I collected many thousands of dollars, and we didn't start out with a lot of that, but my point is I embrace it. I noticed this with a lot of people from Japan that you meet in Las Vegas. They are very aware of luck, and they're very aware that the spirits have a great influence on luck. And this goes back thousands and thousands of years. What say you?
Even have a luck dragon.
Yes, you do.
No, the
Chinese, the Japanese, they do.
I think there's a luck dragon.
There is.
I think it's a entity with the energy of luck, and they paint it a lot and stuff. And then in a never-ending story, I think it was called the Luck Dragon. There's a lot of dragon energy around being lucky, and that's a creative force. It confirms to you that this is something you create.
Lynn and I, and she can tell you where we find favor plays into that aspect of where you could say luck. We speak it over us every day, and every time we leave out of the driveway, we speak favor over us, and we also put the angels in charge of us. We do. And she, a couple of months ago, could have been involved in 3 serious car accidents. But as she said, the miraculous thing is every time, and many times it was just within inches that it was avoided. So I don't know how maybe you can just say it's coincident. I don't know. But I do believe in luck. I do.
I think if you have an awareness to create and manifest a shield of protection and a shield of angels and things around you, I absolutely do believe that does happen because of your belief in it. So the stronger that your belief is the stronger that these beings will interact and interfere on your behalf within your life.
Isby, you're absolutely correct. It is a way to give back to our egregore. And let me just say this. The other thing I know that luck plays, I knew an individual, Trina. This guy was the most unluckiest guy. And the thing about it is, because if there was something bad was going to happen, it happened. It happened to him or his family. And I heard him one day. He said, if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. And I said, James, why are you speaking this? And then in another time I heard him, he said, yeah, I always have the baddest luck. And it manifested exactly like this. I mean, it was funny. We were out in a convention, and the true story again, with his negative attitude, I watched. And so he was playing this dollar slot machine, right? And he kept on talking to the machine. I mean, it was weird, because if you ever see this in casinos, you see it a lot. People talk to these machines.
Yeah.
This. They do. Yes. And so I was with another guy, and I said, watch this. I said, He just left that machine. I said, I'm going to put $10 in there. And I said, I'll guarantee I'm going to hit a jackpot. And I put $10 in there. My third sweep of the wheel won $250.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. So, it's but people do, they literally talk. And I love casino watching because you really see where people are really anchored into spirituality, but of a different kind.
You're right. Absolutely. Did you notice too, the vibration in those places is unique. It's very different than any other kind.
Yes. I can feel the negative energy
over those places, Wayne.
Woo,
man, they've got
baby
super powerful. Yeah, you feel it when you cross the state line almost into Nevada. It's crazy. They're so strong.
It is, and they pull on you. I noticed that because particularly, if you're checking into the hotel, and if you can get into your room, that's cool. But inevitably, you're going to come down and get a bite to eat, and you can feel that energy. It pulls you in.
Oh, for
come
sure.
Come here. I love this.
The dinging and the buzzing and the flashing. And,
it's an assault on these senses.
It's also terrible. Yeah.
Yes, it is. I have a friend who works in the casino business, and she was telling me there's a whole freaking psychology. And this is another thing about the occult. They use the occult. I mean, and if you don't think that when you go into a place of gambling that the occult isn't present, yeah, it's that hidden knowledge is what's there. Powerful egregores, as you would say.
Like I said, that's one of the places I've been able to feel it before I knew anything about these things. When I would walk into churches, I would feel it. And then when I walk into casinos, I'd feel it. That was the first time I ever felt those big presences. I was like, whoa, what is this thing? Because I could feel it, and it was so big. Normally, I feel energies attached to people. But this was like an energy over the whole building, the whole structure. And I could feel it. And I was like, wow, that's a powerful source of whatever that is. Because I didn't know it was an egregore at that time. Now I do, but I didn't know then. So, but yeah, these egregores, they're some of the most powerful ones I've ever felt. Oh, and I feel them at schools too. Schools have egregores.
Yes, they do.
Really powerful too. Those are
Gaia
really
wrote,
powerful.
They are scrambling the energy so people like you, Wayne, can't, what was that, Gaia? Like, shoot, I have to go back. Can't do your skill, and lots of entities hanging. Yes, there is, Gaia, there is, again, it was part of my job. So, I mean, you have to do what you have to do. But it's so true because, I mean, hey, folks, I enjoyed it. I like the atmosphere. And sometimes people say, well, that's not very spiritual. The hell you say? There's more spirituality in casinos than what most churches lack.
Yeah.
I mean, you see someone. What's that?
I said they almost have more belief in the promise of the fake
jackpot
than they have in yeah, it's weird. It's so weird, but they do. They're worshiping.
I see more prayers. I mean,
yeah, me too. And they'll bring their whole life trying to bet on that one day. And yeah, they're put all their faith in it. They're thinking it's going to make everything in their world better. And everything is about the love of that damn dollar. Ooh, it's going to hurt.
I did a video a couple of years ago. I was always, at premier level. So I got to board the plane first. And I made an observation after 1 year of going almost 250,000 miles, flight miles, that I noticed something about there's a strange thing that happens on planes. And it's a miraculous event because I took detailed notes that I would notice that before pre-board, you would see people being assisted with wheelchairs, with crutches, with canes, etc. Now, they weren't up front in first class. They all went back into the cattle section. But the thing about it is, I noticed that at 30,000, 35,000 feet, Trina, there is a miraculous event that happens. Because when we land, those very same people that went on with crutches and help, them sons of bitches, they're in the front of the line getting off the plane first. It's a miracle. I'm telling you. Hallelujah. I mean, if you want healing, get on a plane at 35,000 feet, brother and sister.
Get on the plane. Right. You could have walked to get on the plane, but boy, you could sure sprint to get out, right?
It was because I usually sat in seat 1A.
When you were saying that, you know what? I literally got hit in my head so hard. It was like, yeah, think about it. What do they call one of the airlines? Delta. I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, how about Spirit? You know, there's another one.
Right. Spirit. And then
Spirit Airlines.
They travel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're traveling the airlines.
Mm-hmm.
All are called airlines. Think about that.
Yeah. I love to see in the chat room. I mean, Michelle Can't-Free, how you doing, my dear? Mid-flight miracles. You are right, my dear. It's a chapter in my book. It really is, because it's a miracle. I told a stewardess, because you get to know some of the flight crews, and she's saying, you know, I'm going to tell everyone about this. And so during the time I come back, it was about 2 or 3 weeks later, and that flight crew was there. And she said, and they all came together after the flight had taken off. And she said, he's the one that started this. And they're all laughing because they've spread, and I flew United, telling all the other airline personnel that this miracle takes place. And the captain on the plane, he says, he came back and he says, yes, he says, I have to say, Mr. Steiger, it's a fact at 35,000 feet.
Yes,
I love this group. This is what it's all about.
You know, what's interesting though too is like lately too, they're seeing the demons flying out of people at 35,000 feet too.
Oh,
so there's something going on with that too.
There's something seriously going on with that. I have a friend who is, you know, flies for there. It's the pilot's number one concern now. People freaking out. And he thinks it is demonic. He thinks that there's something else happening, you know? Of course, he's never going to tell.
I do think so.
Yeah.
I really do think so.
Woof.
I
love this.
My niece's new husband, he's a pilot.
Okay.
A new pilot.
So, yeah. I don't pity them. I mean, there's no glamour in that job. I mean, it's hard work. Jack, I like that. She says, spirits in the sky. That's where I'm going to go when I die.
Yeah.
I got that. In fact, I was played that song yesterday, Norman Greenbaum. You know, I love the entrance of that.
I play it often. I like
Yes, I do. I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. God, this was good. You know, folks, the first part of the show, it had to be addressed. It's been addressed. It's done. It's gone. So if you see this on replay, just fast forward it. I think we can all say that it's past history. Everything is good, and we love everyone. We may not like them, but of course we like them. Trina, are you still there, dear?
I am, but we're breaking up. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. All right. Well, Miss Trina, much love, dear. I'm so glad you got on. It's not the same without you. Just telling you, it's just not.
I know. I mean, I was doing everything in my power. I'm like, I will not let this energy stop me. I will persevere. Oh, I'm going to keep on going. I will. So yeah, here I am.
Yeah.
I know it's a little screwed up, but hey, at least we're still together. So, you know, we'll work it out.
We will. Julia Rose, we love you too. Nina, how are you doing, my dear? So many beautiful Mary Wins is in here. Spread the love. That's true. That's it. Deborah Truax, how you doing? Gaia and Paul, much love. Project Skyfall, Lost in Space. And Joyce Marie, much love to you. Brandy, you're looking as a fine girl. You know, there's a song about her.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is, you know. They even made it more popular with Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, now everyone thinks that the song of Brandy is like, you know, it was before that.
Yes.
There's Beloved Abstract. Shante. Isn't that so true? Dance on the Waves. How are you doing? So good. So Naka. I believe that's how that is. Take the rock salt water bath after the show.
Yep.
I mean, what is that? I'm
Yep.
not sure. Um,
It's clearing. It just helps clear energy and
okay,
rejuvenate and recharge your aura and clean your whole field. Salt.
cool.
Yes.
I love it. And all right, everyone. We love everyone here. This is a good group
Oh,
of
so
men and women.
much.
It really is. Trina, I'll see you next week. I love this group. This is a good
Absolutely.
group. You know. All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow. And Trina, I'll see you next week. All
Yes.
right, everyone. Thank you. Spread the love. Just spread it all over. Do it like peanut butter, just spread it on thick. And, if you got to, put the jelly on top because that's the compassion. And then when you bite into it, it's just delicious. I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Trina.
I do too. I'm hungry now.
I am too. All right. Much